What's up, lads? My name is Beck, and fun fact, I've been watching Kelsey and PHK over from BuzzFeed Multiplayer's 100 Baby Challenge since before I started playing The Sims, actually. She actually got me interested in The Sims. It was not even her 100 Baby Challenge at that point. I liked BuzzFeed Unsolved, so I watched her thing with the BuzzFeed Unsolved dudes when they were deciding to kill the Try Guys, right? But then and then they didn't, and they had to seduce a ghost as part of their plan, and then instead of killing the Try Guys, they ended up killing themselves after the ghost wedding. It was weird, but fun. It was weird, but fun. So yeah, that was my introduction to Sims content. Not like the introduction to The Sims, like I knew what The Sims was, but it was the first Sims content I really watched, other than the McElroy brothers. And there you go. Fun fact about me. So anyway, Kelsey is currently starting on her third generation of the challenge, her third generation matriarch, Kelly, whom I love so much so far. I love her already. She's like a kleptomaniac and dance machine and goofball. There's speculation that Kelsey cheated to get her the goofball trait instead of the snob trait. And frankly, I don't care. I do not care if you randomize your children's traits or not in the 100 Baby Challenge. That it doesn't change the fact that you raised 100 babies, you know? So it's whatever, especially with the matriarchs, like, because you have to live with those matriarchs for a long time. You have to play with them for like a while. So I really do not care. It just feels like a non-issue to me, to be quite frank. I mean, I have beaten the 100 Baby Challenge before, and I cheated way more than that. For a while, I was like, I can cheat the whole household's needs once a day to send the kids to school. That's cool, right? I also, for a long time, I just straight up did not take care of the toddlers. I would put them in the toddler room and then just cheat all their needs every, like, couple hours. So, yeah, I cannot judge another for cheating at this challenge, especially in such a relatively minor, non-issue kind of way. So yeah, my point is, I love Kelly so far, and I decided to build the home that she deserves, because Kelsey also said she's going to be taking submissions for houses soon, so I built a pink castle, because it's what Kelly deserves. She deserves a pink castle, okay, guys? It's only fair that she gets a pink castle. Listen, she has to birth like probably around 30 or more kids, so she deserves to live in a castle while doing that, quite frankly, if you ask me. That's one fun thing about this challenge, is that it's a great excuse to just do weird stuff like this, like live in a castle. Remember Lil Simsy for a while lived in like a replica of the Duggar house? That's hilarious, by the way. And it's an excuse to do weird things, and I like doing weird things in The Sims, just creating very weird situations. It's fun to me. I find it fun. So I do really enjoy the 100 Baby Challenge. I will be redoing it on this channel because, again, I cheated so much the first time. Because no one was watching, so no one would know whether I cheated, right? So there was no accountability. Fun challenge. Also because I think another big appeal of this challenge is that there's no way to put it into real life terms. Like, it's impossible to, conceptualize as a real world thing. So a lot of times people will try to make their Sims more realistic people with deep hopes and dreams and stuff, but they're not. They're Sims. They're dumb little simulation people. They're not smart. They're dumb little snippets of AI, and this challenge forces you to live with that, and so it kind of frees you to just do whatever and go off the deep end and make things real weird. And that is one very fun thing about this challenge, that I think that's a big part of why it's so popular. Also because it's difficult and you can get clout there's a lot of clout in successfully completing it. So there's that too. Yeah, I have half a bachelor's degree in game design, so I think I know what I'm talking about here. Anyway, the point is, I decided to build a castle, for Kelsey. And because it's a 100 baby challenge home, it ended up taking a long time to build just because it takes a big house, to raise this many kids. It ended up taking a long time. This came out pretty long. Yeah, that's fun. That'll be fun to talk the whole way through. Ooh, I can talk about my weird dream that I had the other day. That I tried to talk about it in my expensive micro home speed build idea, but I ended up not doing that. Well, no, I did do it, but I had technical difficulties and I the video did not get exported with the sound, so it's just a silent video. So, whoops, that's my mistake. Oopsies. So, I had this dream. I was at an IKEA. I was having a picnic at an IKEA. It was a weird IKEA. It didn't look like the IKEAs that we know here in the waking world. But I was at an IKEA having a picnic there with some people. It was cool. It was a nice picnic. And so it was closing, right? The picnic was over, everyone left, and it was closing. So I had all my food that I had brought to the picnic, and it was a bunch of small, loose items to carry in out of the IKEA back to my car, right? So I start and I only had ripped up grocery bags to hold the items in. I was trying to fit all the stuff in the grocery bags. I also, for some reason, had an extra pair of shoes. I was wearing light Converse shoes, but I had with me a pair of big, chunky, steel-toed combat boots as well. So I was thinking, I should change into the combat boots that way, because the Converse are going to be easier to carry, right? So I was changing my shoes, and the lady comes on over the PA and she's like, IKEA is closing, please make your way to the exit. And I was like, I'm working on it. And she was like, nee, I'm working on it, making fun of me. And then she was like, seriously, get out. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. So I left with only one shoe on, gathered up, scooped up all my loose items to hold in my arms, and there was this big, long stairway out of the IKEA because it was a deep underground IKEA, I guess. And so I was climbing up the stairs, and they started off as normal concrete stairs, but as I was climbing, they started turning into first kind of rougher stone stairs, and then stones that are arranged to be shaped like stairs, and then looser stones that kind of lead up. And then there were just rocks, big boulders that I had to climb over, and there was a river going through, and I had to climb up a slippery rock while holding all these loose items. And every time I looked down, I had more shoes in my arms. They just kept multiplying to more and more shoes. And I was climbing all over these slippery rocks, and it was terrible. And I woke up and I was like, that was terrible. Thank God that's not happening in my real life. So yeah, that was a stress dream, for sure. It was a stress dream if I ever heard of one. And I'm not even sure what I'm stressed about, just I guess I'm stressed about something. That was the kind of dream that if you have a therapist, you tell your therapist about that dream so that they can just divine some epic wisdom about the truth of who you are and what your problems are in your life, and it's good, and they can just solve all your problems based on hearing that one dream. That's the kind of dream that I had. So it was just, the lady was so mean. She was making fun of me over the PA. I don't know how she heard me, even, because she was just talking over the PA. I imagine she was in the office or something, and not near where I was, but she was making fun of me. Mean IKEA lady, just making fun of me for taking time to tie my shoes. And I was trying to tie boots. They were lace-up boots, they didn't have a zipper on them. So I had to lace them up, and it just takes a while to put those on. Be patient, lady. Just patience. God. The absolute nerve of that IKEA lady. In my dream, I was mad. I was mad about that part. So I have weird dreams a lot of the time. My dreams are just strange. I just have strange dreams. They're very weird. I don't understand when people are like, oh, I had this one very cohesive dream that made sense as a story, and it was just a realistic dream that I could have believed was real at the time. Because it just, man. Like, the next day I had this dream where, okay, it started off, I got sexually harassed at this big limestone quarry thing. I promise it gets more interesting from there. That's not fun, but like, the dream gets more interesting. So, I don't even remember why I was at that quarry. I think I was like, driving a dude there because of my old job. Like, okay, this old job, I ended up doing a lot of different things for. There were a lot of things I just wasn't sure whether that was even my job to worry about. So, yeah, I ended up doing a lot of things that weren't related to my actual job, which was graphic design. So, it was a small company, a startup, very disorganized, which is to be expected from a startup, so that's nothing against the specific company. But I was driving a dude to the quarry for some reason, and also, he decided to park my car, like, right up at the edge of the rocks, like, where it got, like, you know how quarries look, there's the big pit, right? He, like, parked my car right up on the edge of the pit, and it was even, like, hanging over the pit a little bit, and I was like, that's my car. I don't even feel safe getting in that to pull it back from the abyss. And so the quarry workers were like, oh, don't worry, we got this. And they hooked this hook under the, like, bumper of my car and just started swinging it around like a giant pendulum. And I was like, dude, that's my car. Stop that. Just put it on the ground, dude. So, yeah, anyway. And then this dude, like, made a rude comment. I don't remember what the guy said, but it was a rude comment towards me. So I, like, went into the office and I was like, hey, just so you know, this one of your employees said this rude thing to me. I wasn't that mad about it. I was like, just so you know, in case this has happened before, maybe you should take some kind of action, slap him on the wrist or something. But then they were like, oh, this is very grave and serious. We take this very seriously, which you should, honestly. But it was a dream and it didn't follow the logic of the real world. So they brought me out to this, like, lodge in the mountains, this mountain forest lodge, to put the guy on trial. And I was like a witness to this guy's trial of whether or not he harasses people. And there was a sick pool at the lodge, actually, and I got in trouble for swimming in it when it was late at night and there was no lifeguard, which I understand. That's fair. But I decided in my dream logic state that this lady was the real enemy of the dream, who yelled at me for swimming when there wasn't a lifeguard on duty. Yep. And, okay. This is where things get, like, weirder. So I had, like, an entourage there for, like, you know, my emotional support people. And one of them was this anti-MLM YouTuber who I've been watching. Her name is Savannah Marie. I recommend her content. And also Don Lothario was there, because of course he was. It was my dream, so of course he was. So I was, like, stressing out. I was like, I did not want this to happen. I just wanted to report that guy so they could, like, slap him on the wrist or something. It didn't have to be a big thing. Why are they making this a big thing? And so Savannah Marie, the anti-MLM YouTuber who I've never spoken to personally before, said, oh, don't worry about it. I heard the last person's trial only lasted like 2 minutes. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Don't worry. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. And I was like, okay, thank you. So we were out by the pool, like, watching stuff. It was like a theater thing with video games. I don't exactly remember what on earth was going on. A dream activity, right? And so Don was like, this is hilarious, actually. I love that my sleeping brain came up with this. So he said, so my Axe body spray's wearing off, and wanna head back to the hotel room with me? Wink, wink. Which is the funniest thing that's ever come out of my brain. I think it's just thinking that, like, as a pickup line, like, hey, my Axe is wearing off, I'm heading back to the room, you want to come with? Like, that. Fucking hilarious, honestly. But as we were on our way back to the room, we had to like go outside and go around the lodge to get back to the room. And there was a giant live action Waluigi going around throwing boulders at people. And so eventually we had to save the day from the giant Waluigi throwing boulders at people. And that was a dream I had. It was fun. Please don't take this in like a gross way, but for some reason Don Lothario features in a lot of my dreams. Like another time, I had this dream, kind of a nightmare actually, that I was back in high school. I know, horrible. I was a junior in high school again. He was in my English class. Don Lothario was in my English class, and so we had to read lines together for Romeo and Juliet, but he was just so blatantly not interested in me. It was just painful. I think I may have accidentally astral projected into Cassandra Goth's brain. Actually, for that one, that would make sense. I accidentally kinned Cassandra Goth for a while there. It was a kin dream. And then we had to take our SATs, but they were distinctly different than the SATs I remember. There was like a big stage and lots of props, which it may have been a while. Yeah, it's been like 5 years since I've taken the SAT, but I don't remember there being any props. If you're still in high school, leave a comment and tell me, are there props involved with the SATs these days? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious. Yeah, high school is like hell, honestly. It's the worst. I think being back in high school is actually my #1 nightmare that I have. It's different variations of the nightmare, of course. Again, it's not the same dream every time. Sometimes I'll be like back in marching band at marching band practice. Sometimes I'll just be in school and trying to leave because I'm an adult. I'm 22 now. I don't need to be in this high school, but they like won't let me leave. Yeah, horrible dreams about being in high school. If you are in high school right now, I do not envy you in the slightest. You are so brave. Honestly, I would not go back. Adult life may be scary and confusing, but at least it's not being in high school. I would never go back. High schoolers are the bravest people in our society, and I firmly believe that. So that got kind of weird. Let's talk about the build again. So, yeah, Kelsey decided that Kelly's favorite color is pink, so I made a pink castle, which naturally, why would I not, right? It's just the natural choice for this situation. Who wouldn't make a pink castle? Like, if you have the opportunity to live in a pink castle, why wouldn't you? Quite honestly, why wouldn't you? There's also a little pink dollhouse castle in the toddler playroom downstairs. Pretty cute. There's a sandpit, like, just for toddlers out in the courtyard, so it's, like, enclosed, which realistically would be quite nice because you don't have to worry about your babies just wandering off into the world, but, like, they can still get fresh air and be outside, which would be very nice. But they'd be contained, so you can keep an eye on them. That would be really nice to have as a real-life parent. I'm not a parent. I don't have children. I do have a significantly younger brother, though, so I feel it. I feel that. I have a brother who was 13 years younger than me, so I ended up taking care of him a lot when he was like a toddler. And I also do work with children some in like toddlers, a toddler age preschool room. So yeah, I don't have any children of my own, but I have experienced children. And let me tell you, a spot like an outdoor sand pit where they could go outside and be outside and have fresh air, but it's still enclosed, technically inside the house, so that you can easily keep an eye on them, would be great to have. There's also a nice study room. I think it's pretty nice with some computers in it and then bookshelves and one of those astronaut focusing planet mobile lamps that you get from the astronaut career, because it's the astronaut lamp. So pretty nice study room too. There's also like a special toddler bathroom right off the toddler suite. So all the potties are in one place, but they're over a tile floor, which is also nice. And they're in an actual bathroom and not just in the middle of the toddler's room. So I think that's an improvement over, having the toddler potties be in the bathroom, I think is definitely an improvement over having the toddler potties be in your toddler's bedroom. Just a thought on my part. No shade or anything, but that's just my thought. I wouldn't want to put a toilet in my child's bedroom, personally. But again, I'm not actually a parent, so what do I know? I don't have children. And so, since pink is Kelly's color, I ended up making just like pink and teal color scheme, which I think looks pretty cute. It's very boho style. Very kind of kitschy a little bit. Kitsch, I don't know how to say that word. Kitschy? I don't even know. But it's very cute. I used a lot of the movie day stuff for this pack for this castle. It's not the first castle I've built in The Sims, actually. Not even the first 100 baby castle. I built a castle for my own 100 baby challenge that I wasn't recording or sharing with anyone. I was just doing it for myself. It's the one where I was cheating all the time. It's the one where I cheated a whole lot, so yeah, I based it a little bit off that. Not entirely, but a little bit. There's also like a art tower that you can see. It's art. I then went back and added some like solar panels and windmills and stuff just to help with bills because it is fairly expensive, so the bills are going to come out pretty high. Then again, it's the 100 baby challenge, so you always have, if all else fails, you've always got presents for your kids' birthdays from your loved ones and your family members. Nothing else, you can always sell your children's birthday presents for money. God, I love the 100 baby challenge. It just gets horrible and weird and just messed up. I love it so much. Pure simming, honestly. Simming in its purest form is what it is. I also made like a music tower and a workout and music tower. There's the workout room and then there's on top of it is the music room and it's in a tower, which I think is pretty nice. The music room has the bubbly looking wallpaper that makes the walls look kind of soundproofed. So I think that's nice to have in a music room. Soundproofed walls. Ooh, here's the study room again. Very, very cute. I think it turned out pretty great. I tested the bookshelves. You can still get to them with the desk bar stool. Yeah, those are bar stools. With the bar stools there, you can still get to them. So yeah, it's very pink and teal, which I think is adorable. Pink and teal is one of my favorite color schemes. I really like teal. I think teal might be my favorite color. But yeah, I really like teal and pink together. I think it's just a cute color combo. And then there's another children's playroom up in this area. There's a puppet theater that I put up, which helps with social skills. I don't know how much use you'll get out of it. I've never played much with it. But yeah, there's a puppet theater in there, so you could use it. Ooh, and I put down those flower petals and stuff in the bedroom. Yeah, I was proud of that idea. Very romantic for seducing people. It's good. It's very good. One lucky kid gets their own bedroom, so that's pretty nice for that kid. Lucky kid, you're the only one of 7 siblings who gets their own bedroom. Enjoy it. Though, in practice, at a lot of the times you're going to be able to functionally have kids have their own rooms. Like, there's 2 beds in the room, but they're the only kids sleeping in there. Because when they're toddlers and babies, they're not going to be sleeping in those beds. So it'll be pretty rare that you'll have all 7 beds being filled at once. That'll be pretty rare. But just in case you need them, you have them. You have 7 beds for 7 kids and teens. So I think we're coming up on the end of the build. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like and / or subscribe. I would appreciate that. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I also hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, and bye!